Good morning, my little chupacabras. Today we're doing some more Subaru stuff. So I've got some stuff on the 06 STi that we need to do. Now, one of the main reasons I haven't really started practicing tuning on this car yet is I needed to get a wideband in it. And with the client cars coming first before my own, which they always should, and then having to do some stuff on the M3, I just didn't have time for it. So I've got the wideband we're gonna be installing, as well as some updated suspension parts on this thing, just to kind of modernize it a little bit more. Ideally, next week is when I would really like to start getting on tuning on the 06 STi. I got some stuff I gotta knock out in the next couple of days and whatnot, but I've got today and part of tomorrow kind of free to allocate towards this thing to get some more stuff knocked out on it. I've got some stuff in the back seat, some stuff in the trunk for this as well. So while we've been doing other things, I've been kind of stacking parts up on this thing. It still has a smell in here. Got my access port mount right there. Oh, I also got the new sensor for down there, new e-brake boot. I actually got more for this thing than I thought. I don't like how the throttle pedal feels in this thing. It's very stiff for some reason. I also need to take a look at the suspension because this thing does make a kind of a weird noise. The brakes need to be bled again. So there's just some basic stuff that needs to be knocked out on this car still. Boo! Doesn't drive the best at the, it doesn't drive the best at the moment. We're literally just getting it in here so we can get a wideband installed, because I need to know wideband. I need to know what AFRs are truly looking like on an actual wideband for this car, and not just, oh god dude, the brakes, and not just what I'm seeing off of the access port. I might have to use the e-brake here. Maybe not. We might be okay. Put the key right there. So let me get everything unloaded out of this and kind of get it on the table. You guys can see I've already got some stuff back there, but this thing needs a little bit more love. So we're gonna give it that today. Originally on the 06 STi, once we got done doing this and we got it running and driving, I kind of just parked it and moved on to some other stuff that I had to do. Now I've got a little bit of time again. The big thing holding us back from being able to tune the car was having a functional wideband in there. So I got a wideband gauge, I got an oil pressure gauge. I'm getting a call from company 23. It's Mr. Mark.
Doesn't even pick up the phone. Oh shit. Hello world.
If you don't know, this is a Mark at company 23.
Dude, I would have done my hair up if I knew I was gonna be famous.
Bro, you look beautiful. On the table, we've got some interior bits that need replaced that were broken inside of the car. The rear cup holder, the e-brake boot was all ripped up and torn. The center console lid was broken. We got new lateral G sensors and whatnot. New slave cylinder, because the one that's in there, it feels funny. New stainless steel clutch line, because whenever I swap these out, I just do the clutch line with it. SMY gauge cluster pod with AEM, a wideband and oil pressure, so we're gonna get both those in. This is the missing intake duct that goes from about right here up there. It's not really gonna do much, but I just wanted it back in there. White line front and rear 24mm sway bars with the white line rear sway bar brackets, Cartboy front end links, and I think that'll do it for everything that we're gonna be doing. So I think we're gonna start, where do I wanna start? Let's knock out the poopy stuff first, which is gonna be these sway bars. We are gonna be replacing these rusty, nasty brackets back here in addition to the sway bar. So the sway bar goes from the end link, wraps around, up and over the exhaust, behind this guy, up, around, and then back down. So we need to get the rear wheels off and then start tearing into the rear end of this a little bit, start getting it apart. I don't think we'll have to drop the axle back, but if we do, we will. So we got you. I've taken this out once already, so I know it will come out. So with that thing out, we have a little bit better access to be able to view the sway bar here. This thing's nasty. We've got a 12 there, 12 there, and then what holds on the end links back here. Here. Okay, I'm gonna look away for this one. There we go. Oh, this should come out. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, there's the old sway bar with the brackets and everything. None of that's getting reused. Whew. Now we've got these, which I like these a heck of a lot more. Which one goes where? I would assume it's gonna be the other one because that has overhang on it. So let me get the other one. Still has a little bit of overhang on the other side by this shield, but that looks way more appropriate. So I'm opting to use these Allens because it's a little easier to get a tool up in here with one of these to an extent. So I could, okay, it's threading in. I kept hearing like a weird clanking and, oh God. And to be honest, those sway bars, the old bush, I could have just replaced the bushings, gotten away with it, but you know, if I do plan on keeping this car, I know this is something that I would do in the future anyways, so why not? Once I get these started, I can do all the adjustments and whatnot, because we don't want to tighten any of this down until we have everything hooked up. All right, now we can get the end links hooked up to the sway bar, and then we'll tighten all these down, because right now we can still move the sway bar as we need to. We've got the old rear sway bar and brackets out. We've got our new white line ones, white line 24mm sway bar in. End links. For the end links, I did have to use one washer, or two washers and one spacer from Cartboy. Everything tucks up and fits up in here relatively nicely. Getting to this one's a little bit annoying because you do have the evap canister in the way and you do have to remove the fuel filler neck shield. But outside of that, our new 24mm sway bar setup is done in the back. We essentially have all new suspension back here. It's pretty much all white line and Cartboy. We got white line, white line, white line, white line, Cartboy. For the coilovers, Silver Neo Max. So we got a nice little suspension setup going on in here. Now we need to do this front sway bar here. So we've got our end link sway bar. Pretty much all we got to do for the front is drop shield down right here, undo the end links, undo the two brackets that hold the sway bar in, take out the old one, put in the new one with the new bushings, then hook it back up. I think I'm gonna hold off on the end links for now and just run the factory end links for the time being. I do have a set of Super Pro lower control arms coming in, so there's not really a point in having to swap out the end links quite yet, so we'll probably do that one here in a little bit, but for now we can at least get the new sway bar tossed in. Bolts in to hold it in place. And like I said, we are going to be replacing these end links soon, but for now, we're not going to be doing any hard spirited driving quite yet. So these will be just fine until we're ready to put our cart boys on there. So front and rear sway bars are done. We got 24mm in the front, 24mm in the rear. If you're gonna run sway bars on Subarus, I personally like either running the exact same size front and rear or a slightly bigger rear sway bar. It does tend to help with understeer in these cars a little bit, or just leave the factory front sway bar alone and just do a thicker rear one. So I'm gonna get the front wheels back on, and then I think we're gonna jump over to the engine bay and get new slave cylinder, new clutch line, new bypass valve, intake scoop in, and then we can jump inside of the car, knock out the interior bits and our gauges. Come on. All right. Whew. Now with the starter out, we can work on the clutch slave. So I would need to undo the hard line for it right there, but I've got this tube that's kind of in my way. So we need to undo the hard line, and then we can just take out the entire assembly altogether. But I want to leave the hard line on there because that's going to help keep everything in place. So I think it's coming free. There it is. Ow! the old one, only after smashing my knuckle. Go. God, dude, my fucking finger hurts. Once the new slave's on, then we just gotta get the new line in, which that is going to be a little bit of a butt. It's kind of gonna suck. Good rich clutch line. This comes with the banjo bolts and the new clip. Come down here and let's put some fluid in it, and then we'll watch it for a couple minutes to see if anything leaks out. If nothing leaks out, we'll put it all back together. If it leaks a little bit, we're gonna have to go back in there and monitor it. So we tried to get the clutch bled last night with the new slave cylinder on there, and come to find out, the pedal assembly is cracked where the pedal assembly goes through the firewall to the master for the clutch. So we need a new pedal assembly. I also noticed that the master is also leaking fluid, so we need a new master clutch and we need a new pedal assembly. I will die on the hill that this is the worst STi money could have bought. We're nearing, I hope, the end of the little crap. The only reason I did the slave cylinder on this car was because the clutch felt funny and it felt like sticky, and I already tried adjusting the pedal, did a fluid, we just did the fluid flush, put a new slave on there, so I was like, that should clear it up. Like in the past, whenever I've had a sticky assembly or one that feels funny, a new slave cylinder fixes it. In the case of this, I don't think it was the slave, I think it was more the cracked pedal assembly, so that sucks. It's gonna sit, well, we're still gonna knock out the last of the little stuff that we have sitting around for this car, but that sucks because now it's gonna sit a little bit longer. I can't really tune it with that because that can crack the firewall, and that's not something that we want. So, let's jump to some interior bits because we have the rear cup holder to change, the center armrest thing. We need to swap out the lateral G sensors and get the new shift boot in here. Center armrest piece here, the one that's in the car is actually cracked and broken, so we are going to get that repaired with this one that I got on eBay for like 15 bucks. It's not broken and it works. Look at that, see, look, it's all like cracked and broken. So it should just be these two screws right here. He was nice, but he broke everything. Like it could just be personal opinion there, but I think it's too big. Look at that, non-broken armrest piece. Now we gotta do the cup holder in the back seats, which I don't quite remember how to get these out, but. You know what else is icky and broken? The rear cup holder, so we got a new one off eBay for, I think this was brand new. Pretty cheap. I wanna say this was like maybe 40 bucks.
Where does that go?
Goes in the back seat.
Like in the center?
Yeah, like so on the center armrest piece where I just took that piece off of, on the piece that goes back down right in the middle, there's this, and you can pull this out and there's two cup holders. It does just pop out. Yeah, okay. So the top's gotta go in first, so it slides up and then in like that. Now, look at that, non-broken cup holders for the back seat. Whoa, insane. And then we got our lateral G sensors here that we're gonna have to swap out. I doubt that the sensors went out. If it's not the sensor, the only other thing I can think of that would be causing our ABS faults and the miscorrelation between the lateral Gs could be the center diff. I'm really hoping it's not that, but at this point you never know. So we'll go ahead and get both of these sensors out of here. There's two retaining tabs on each side for that one. There it is. Jesus Christ, that thing did not want to let go. Okay, new one. Plug in just like that. All right, so if we continue to have these ABS codes, I think we can rule out these sensors here, but that means that all this can go back together freaking permanently, which is pretty sweet. So new shift boot can go in, or new e-brake boot I should say, can go in. With all the broken interior panels replaced and fixed, we need to jump on gauges. So one thing that has been stopping me, aside from the pedal assembly that is now stopping me from being able to tune this car, is not having a wideband in there, not a functioning wideband. We are going to install an air fuel ratio gauge. This is the AEM one. We're going to install an oil pressure gauge, an SMY gauge cluster. Now, if you want to use these X series gauges from AEM in a pod like this, you need to get one of these adapters. This one is from SMY. There are some 3D print files online that you can get for them. If not, you can buy one from them. They literally just 3D print them. So if you don't want to spend the money on one of theirs, there are print files for these online. And if you have a 3D printer, you can print it. It's literally just an adapter that goes on the back side of the gauge. You put the rubber band on it, and then that lets it go in there, no problem. So this part, I am probably going to time lapse through this because I don't know how they have all of those gauges up there wired and ran. Got all of our gauges wired in, all of our sensors in as well. The wideband and the oil pressure sensor. If you guys don't know how to install gauges, I'll link a video somewhere up here. I've done it so many times on these cars where I give you like a detailed walkthrough of where everything goes, where you can wire it all, etc., etc. So I didn't want to go too much into detail just because we have done it so many times, and I have all of those like detailed specific videos for it. So we've got wideband hooked up into the top of our downpipe right there. Oil pressure is underneath the alternator down there. I've got the wires ran to an add-a-fuse, which I still have tools in here. I'm gonna get those out first. I have all the wires ran to an add-a-fuse. We've replaced the lateral G sensors in here, so I am hoping that the faults for the ABS go away. If not, I do believe that it might be our center differential, which if it is, I am not going to fix that right now, and I will fix that at a later point because I don't want to take transmission back out. So whatever, if it is a driver controlled center diff issue, that is a bridge we will cross later. But we can at least get this thing hopefully started up. I mean, the clutch switch should still be fine. I'm going to put it up in the air in case the wheels try to spin though, because I don't know what's going to happen with it, with having that weird broken clutch pedal assembly issue. So I'm just gonna put it up in the air just to be a little bit safe. So if we come in here, put her in accessory mode. I also found the clock tucked underneath the ATI gauge pod. I did opt to leave that out right now until my Defi gauges come in. I'll probably do a touchscreen radio in here with Apple CarPlay and whatnot, but I've got our access port set up here. We got oil pressure on one side, wideband on the other side here. So I'm gonna let that sensor heat up real quick. Look at that, we got good oil pressure in this thing. ABS light's still on, so I don't know. 13.0 on startup. 15, I'm gonna let her warm up for a minute. Just let it run, it's been a little while. I've done a lot of little quick starts. Got really good oil pressure in this car. It's nice to have an oil pressure gauge just to be able to read any discrepancies that we might have. Are my wheels fucking spinning? No, they're not. It obviously wasn't the sensors. Wait, I have control of my center diff. So what is this ABS issue? Normally I wouldn't have control of the diff like this. Is that Minecraft? They play Minecraft on the radio? Rear left ABS. So these are both before. These are both old. This is before 2 in history, so let's erase these. Ignition on and engine off, yes. DTCs and freeze data will be deleted. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes. ABS light seems to be staying off. I have control over the diff. Back on. I'm gonna let it run for a minute, see if it kicks on that ABS. If not, dude, I think we're free and clear of all lights on the dash. Which we are! Yes! Yes! I have full control of the center diff. If I put it in manual mode, go back to auto. Beautiful. Like I said, I want to let this run for a minute. I just want to make sure that the ABS light's not going to come back on. But if the ABS light doesn't come back on, that means the only things we have left to do on this are replace the pedal assembly down there, which I already ordered a new one, replace the master for the clutch, replace this, because I did buy a new mirror, wait for our Defi gauges to come in. I'll probably put a radio in here, and then I think that's it. I think that's it. So, I mean, it's mainly just waiting for some parts to come in, but sensor-wise, it looks like we're finally all good. So I'm gonna let this thing just run for a couple minutes, turn it off, assuming the ABS code doesn't come back. Looks like we're in the clear. I got the STi pulled out right now. I don't know how it's gonna be to try to drive this thing. I kind of have a feeling I'm gonna stall it. So I don't know, because if I go into reverse, oh, I can't get it into a gear. I can't get it into a gear right now. Oh, fuck. What do I do? Okay, hold up. I'm gonna push this thing back, and then if I can get it into first gear, we're just gonna drive it straight over to the fucking spot it's gotta go in. Okay, what if I try to start it in gear? So we're in gear. I don't know what's gonna happen, it might just die. Okay, there we go. Probably didn't like that. ABS light came back on, so not gonna worry about that right now. I just had to start it in gear and then kind of work the clutch a little bit. So as long as I don't have to stop for any reason, we should be fine. 10 out of 10, do not recommend doing that, but with a faulty slave cylinder right now, kind of my only option. Please nobody be coming. Okay, we're golden. Okay, I'm able to get it out of gear. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, dude, we're so golden. All right, we made it. Dude, I roasted something doing that. It smells like clutch. Thanks for being my table, Bertha. Oh yeah, it's clutch, I can smell it. We're just breaking it in, man. I'm just counting that as clutch break-in. All right, cool. Lock this thing up, and this is where it will stay for the next couple of days until our new clutch pedal assembly comes in. That was quite the interesting experience trying to move the 06 STi with a not really functioning clutch. You have to put it in gear, then start the car to be able to move it, and God forbid you don't have to come to a full stop. You're able to get it out of gear, no problem, but with the engine running, you can't really get it in gear. So that was fun. I already bought the replacement pedal assembly. That will be here Tuesday. I still have to order a new master for the clutch assembly. Once that's in, we should be pretty much good to go there. Outside of that, everything else on the 06 STi seems to be fine. The ABS light did come back on, but I kind of want to attribute that to the fact that I just kind of started the car in gear and went. So I don't know if it liked that or not, but I don't know what else it could be. The codes didn't seem to come back up with it on the lift for the lateral G sensors, but if it is the G sensors, then we're gonna have to do a little bit more digging, but that's not gonna stop us from being able to drive and tune the car. That's just gonna put the transmission in a default setting where I wanna say it's like 65% front, 35% rear. It might be different, but I wanna assume it's around that point. So with that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. The 06 STi is almost done. I wanted it to be done in this video until we found more broken stuff, but it's almost done. So with that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you're liking the 06 STi stuff, which hopefully we can actually get to tuning that thing soon, it's just like every time I fix one thing, I find something else broken. That just seems how it's been on this car. If you like the video, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it turns for you. If you dislike the video, dislike the video. If you want to subscribe and you're not subscribed already, I'll put it in one of these corners. No idea which one quite yet, but with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies.